recent release. But yeah, it's definitely a pleasure to see you again and for you to join me this evening. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
That's all right. So I've obviously been keeping a close eye on like what you've been doing since I last saw you. I last saw you. It was in March, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in March. I think it was like, I think it was it just before or just after I released my single? I can't
It
even
was
remember.
just afterwards, I think, because I'm pretty sure we were saying the release had happened the Friday before.
Oh, yes, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So just so that everyone's got a bit of background, so at Vibe Radio, I interviewed Elaine. She came in. That was the second time we've done it. So, and obviously it's quite soon now for us to be chatting again and interviewing again. But because the world has changed so much since we last chatted, it's like I can imagine your direction has changed completely because you were doing your school tour and you just released Silent Voices. So, I guess tell me about the success of Silent Voices first. How's that gone?
So it was the success, like the song done really, really well. And like I released it right at the beginning of March, and I was like, yes, like, you know, I'm going to continue with the tour and the song. And, you know, I had like other releases that were going to be coming out like a couple of weeks after each other. And then literally we had the bombshell. We had the big bombshell of COVID-19, and literally like everything has just gone out of the window. Everything has gone out of the window. Like what we thought was going to happen is not going to happen now. And like things have just changed. Like we've like festivals and things like that are not going ahead, so there's like no performances, there's no festival season now.
Yeah, because you had loads of stuff planned. I remember how excited we were getting about like everything you were doing. And typical you're flying everywhere usually, and now it's completely changed.
I know, it's just, I was saying like, I was saying yesterday, it feels so weird to be at home for so long, because like normally like I'm everywhere, and I was meant to be in so many different places right now. And at the beginning you think to yourself, okay, do you know what, there was a part of me that was like, oh, okay, I've got an excuse to be at home now for at least like a little bit of time. But it's just like after like 3 weeks, then 3 weeks became 6 weeks, and it's like now it's like I'm like, no, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm like,
You want to get out there. But I have seen that you have been very busy, even despite the fact that coronavirus has happened. It's stopped a lot of your activity. So I'm seeing that you're working with like the Mix UK campaign, which is all to do with young people and their mental health, isn't it? So just tell me a bit more about that.
So I was in conversation with the Mix prior to lockdown, because we're hopefully going to be collaborating on a new campaign that they've got coming up, which was we were meant to have released it when was it, in April, but because of everything that's gone on with the COVID, with the pandemic, we've had to kind of push back on the campaign and basically hold onto it until they think that kind of it's going to be suitable. And they found that throughout this whole lockdown period, a lot of young people have been suffering a lot more with mental health. They've been reaching out a lot more to the charity because obviously, like, you know, there's no schools, there's no counsellors, there's nothing for them to kind of go to, so their safe havens are no longer available at this moment in time. And because of it, they found that they've been overwhelmed with young people needing help. So they've launched a new campaign called Space to Breathe, and this is all about trying to help them raise money to keep like their life-saving work going, to be able to employ more people to kind of be at their call centers, more people to be able to advise like the younger people when it comes to like not only just mental health, but also like kind of day-to-day life questions as well.
Yeah, because I suppose, you know, well, on the topic of the charity itself, I mean, they need to have a way of sustaining themselves. And like you say, many charities at the moment have been really affected by this coronavirus situation, because you know, individuals are being affected financially too. So then the amount that people can donate, and it's like a domino effect, isn't it? So it sounds really, really interesting. And like you say, you know, these young people will have just everyday questions. I mean, I guess, and I remember you saying to me last time actually that you were receiving quite a lot of messages yourself. So are you still, which are the charities that you're still directing people to when they send you messages, and which ones are you finding are able to help?
So for me, I'm like, obviously, like, I'm in collaboration now with the Mix. So anybody who's like 25 and under, I will say, you know, go to the Mix. Literally, they're an amazing charity, and they work with Young Minds as well. They work with Mind UK. They work with so many other mental health charities, and they're just one of those charities that they're not just there for like people to go to and use when it comes to like mental health issues. They're there for everyday life issues as well. Yeah. And that's why I'm so passionate about supporting the charity and also directing like all the young people to go to them, because they literally are there and open to kind of helping them with anything. And anybody aged like 25 and above, I would 100% say to them, go to Mind, because Mind are an absolutely fantastic charity when it comes to mental health, when it comes to advice, resources. They are fantastic. And
well, Mind are like one of the key players, aren't they, in helping people?
Exactly. And for me, like doing the school tour, and also like hearing so many people's stories, like when it comes to like their mental health issues or like life experiences, I kind of felt that it was my duty to not only direct them to like an outlet that can help them, but to also direct them to an outlet that I was passionate about, that I believed would be useful. And for me, these are the two charities that 100% I'm like, yeah, either go to the Mix or go to Mind. They are the best.
Brilliant. And it's really amazing because of course you've got a great platform, you know, you've got loads of followers. You can see them all joining in here tonight, and they're sending the love hearts and everything. And so it's just fantastic when somebody with a following like yours, when you actually do something to really help those people as well, you know, you use your platform in such a positive way. So yeah, it's great work. Now, of course, as I say, I've been keeping a close eye on what you've been getting up to since the last time we spoke, when the world was completely different, only a few months ago. I noticed as well you've been working with Giannis charity. So I just wanted to ask about that. What's that one? And have I said it correctly?
You did. Go, girl. You said it great. Pronunciation was on point. So the Giannis Christodoulou Foundation, I'm an ambassador for them, and basically what they do, they're a charity that focuses on the younger generation. They focus on helping like schools around not only the UK but also around the world to better like the educational system, to offer a mental health facilities for younger people, and to offer like outlets for younger people to kind of be more active. You know, they wanna help like the educational system kind of become better. So one of the incentives that they done was they built a brand new ICT suite. So basically a technology suite in one of the schools in Cyprus. And another thing that they've done is that they've invested money in the Canary Wharf Football Club in order to help like again the younger generation to kind of get into sports, get into things, keep active, be healthy. And now because of the pandemic, we had a couple of weeks ago, the foundation were basically delivering were delivering goodie bags to all the NHS staff here in London, which I went and helped them with. They delivered it at the Royal London Hospital, but also they delivered them to the hospitals all around Cyprus. They delivered them, I believe, to the hospitals in Liverpool and Manchester as well. They've also delivered them to
all major locations. And
so I
think the connection went a bit funny there.
Yeah, oh god, this connection. But yeah,
it sounds like they're delivering to all like major cities. And I suppose so you of course did your delivery in London, and what was the reaction of the people at the hospital when you turned up, and what were the type of things they were saying to you? Because this is a hard situation, so the help that they get must be amazing. What did they say?
So do you know what, it was quite a surreal experience, because it was like I got to like deliver the packages on behalf of the foundation, and it was such a privilege to get to meet some of these amazing NHS staff and to kind of hear these and things that they've had to face throughout this whole pandemic situation. And for me, I remember when the foundation first like approached me and said, like, you know, would you be okay to kind of go to the hospital? Because obviously, you know the whole situation, everyone's like self-isolate, don't go around people.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was like I was being faced with the thing of like, you know, go to the hospital, you know. And do you know what? At that point, I thought to myself, I was like, should I go? Is it the right thing to do? Is it not? And I thought to myself, do you know what? It is the right thing to do, because for me, I'm all about trying to make a difference.
Yeah.
And I understand that, yes, we are in a pandemic situation. And I also understand that we should try and avoid, obviously, social contact as much as we can. But I thought to myself that delivering the packages and helping the NHS staff was greater than me just being at home and being like afraid to go out. I thought to myself, you know, these people are putting their lives on the line every single day. The least that I can do is just go there and deliver something that's going to help them to do the amazing work that they've been doing every single day of their lives, you know.
Well, the thing is you can still deliver parcels to people and maintain a social distance. It's not like you have to go in there and give them hugs or anything, as much as you probably want to, because they're doing a fantastic job. They are the frontline you know, workers at the moment, but you can definitely do that with a social distance. So it's great work, and it's amazing as well that you're able to use your platform to promote that as well. I think it could probably encourage other people to go and do the same, help and volunteer. Have you had anybody that has said, oh, you know, that this is great work, you know, I'd like to do it myself, or something like that?
I've had a lot of people who are like, you know, you've inspired me to kind of to help others, or you've inspired me to kind of not feel afraid. Because I just think like in life, as long as we do things with caution, we shouldn't be afraid to live. Like we shouldn't be afraid to try and do things that maybe aren't the norm. Try and make a difference to other people's lives in a positive way. As long as we do it in a safe way, and we do it in a way that we're not, you know, we're not going to harm ourselves, then go out there, do it, make a difference. That's even basically like what my song is about. Like,
yeah, well, I was just going to say, there's definitely a running theme with you, which is an absolutely lovely one, and it's very empowering actually, because you brought out Silent Voices, which was all about, I mean, I'll let you describe it more, but what I understood of it was empowering people, young people particularly, but anybody actually, to do what they really believe in and what they want to do. So yeah, I guess, I mean, you've told me this before, but for the sake of viewers, just explain about Silent Voices and the link.
So Silent Voices is my latest single, and it's all about us going out there, chasing our dreams, and not allowing fear to dictate our lives. Silent Voices is about us not being silent about the things that make us happy, the things that we're passionate about. In life, we should live it in a way that makes us happy. We should strive to achieve the things that we want to achieve. And at the end of the day, the worst thing that can happen is that you get a knockback, or you might not succeed in what it is that you want to achieve, but at least you can say to yourself that you've tried. Because I'm a believer that the worst thing in life is to have regrets, and to also have that big word if. If I tried, if I done this. Don't allow yourself to have that if. It's better to try and fail, or try and have knockbacks but then succeed. It's always better to have these experiences, because along the way you learn things as well.
That's what I was just thinking. You know, if you don't try, you never learn. And in these situations, I'm a great believer in, you know, doing what you believe in, doing what you enjoy, seeing what you get out of it. And like you say, if it doesn't work out exactly how you thought, you're always going to learn from it, whether it's about yourself, whether it's about the situation. Hey, you might even, you know, try something and then decide that's really not for me. So it's always going to work in your favor, really, isn't it?
Exactly, that's the thing. And even like throughout my tour as well, I like whoever like spoke to me about, like, you know, how do you feel about being a singer, or how do you conquer stage fright? I'm always a believer that you need to put yourself out there. You need to go and try things. Don't let fear stop you from doing things. Like, because once you've conquered fear, then you can conquer anything. Like, nothing can stop you, really. Because the majority of the time, I even find sometimes with myself, like, I'll hold back on things because I fear, like, oh, I might not do it good, or I'm not sure if I'm ready for something like that. But if you don't try, you're never gonna know.
Well, everybody has those moments of doubts, and I guess that's why you feel so strongly about sending this message out, which is fantastic. And I guess, have you got an example of something? I mean, it may even be you know, pursuing the career of being a singer. Have you got an example of a time when you really doubted something and then you thought, I'm just going to throw myself into it, and it was like the best thing you ever did?
Yeah, I can honestly say that. So with my latest with my latest 3 singles, the direction of music with my latest singles is completely different to what I started out doing. I started out doing music which was like more ballady, probably more closer to like Adele kind of style. And I came to a point where I thought to myself, like, as much as I like singing ballads, I actually want to sing more like uplifting music. I want to sing music that when people hear it's going to make them feel good. I want it to be music that that's going to make them think, make them dance, make them happy. So at that point, I had to make a decision of what road, like what artist I really, really wanted to be and wanted to home in on. And I decided to go with my heart, really, which was to make music that made people feel good. And it was a big decision, because I'd spent how many years, like 5 years, making like ballad music, mid-tempo music. So I was really chucking myself in the deep end, and I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to try it, because if I don't, I'm going to always think to myself, you know what, maybe if I tried a different style, maybe it would have worked out better. And I decided to go with it, and in the end it's just like everything seemed to have, like, you know, fit perfectly like a jigsaw.
So it's a very good example of how when you follow your heart and follow what you really want to do, it does work out in the end. And not only have you made this amazing music, but you've been able to get you know, your audience involved as well, because I remember you saying to me last time with the music video, you were getting some of the school children involved. So just tell me again how that went.
So this single, my latest one, was literally inspired by my school tour. So I thought to myself, so I sat with my manager and we thought to each other, how can we involve the school kids that I've met, but not only the school kids, but how can I involve like my followers, my fans in this song? How can I include them in this, make it something for them to remember? And we thought to ourselves, like, do you know what, because this song is all about us doing and following what it is that we love, my manager was like, do you know what, why don't we get people to send in videos of them doing things that they love to do, and let's include it in the video. Let's make the video about them. Let's make it their moment to shine. Let them have like that thing where they can look back on and say, oh yeah, I was in that video.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how the idea came on, and then I literally put it out on all my socials. I was saying it as well when I was going to the schools and visiting all the pupils. I was saying to them, you know what, like, if you want to be in my video, you can send in a video of you literally doing anything that is that you love, and hopefully like we can include all of them. If not, we're going to try our best to include as many.
Well, I bet you were totally inundated because, you know, your followers absolutely love you. That is like a cert. You know,
it was crazy.
I bet.
It was crazy. It was overwhelming. It was so beautiful to see. Like, I felt privileged in a way, because it was like I was getting all of these videos of people showing me what it is that they're passionate about, what they love to do, and it's just like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
To see people doing things that they love is so beautiful to see, because we live in a world that unfortunately we don't all get to live a life that we want to live, or we don't all get to follow the career paths that truly make us happy. So to be able to see people kind of allowing me to get an insight into what they're passionate about was really lovely.
Yeah, and you know, the fact that you were giving people this opportunity to be involved in your music video is actually really empowering in itself. I mean, gosh, that's anybody's dream, isn't it? When they're younger, it's like, I want to be in a music video. You know, so your actual action of doing that is
I just wanted to give people something to like work towards, something to enjoy, just have fun. Like, let's just have fun. That's all it was about.
Definitely. Now, in terms of having fun, I noticed that as well. Of course, you're a very talented singer, but I think you're a bit of a talented artist as well, because I saw you in one of your posts with a message for the NHS and everything, saying, I stay home for my loved ones, NHS and the entire world, which is a really nice piece of artwork. So did you make that yourself?
I did indeed. I thought to myself, like, what is it that I can do? Because at that point I remember like Boris Johnson was really trying to drive home the thing of, you know, stay at home, you know, stay safe, only go out if necessary. And I thought to myself, like, you know, given my social platform, I thought, how can I do something to kind of reiterate his message, you know, but not I didn't want to kind of come across as like, you know, trying to tell people what to do. I thought, how can I do it in like a fun way? So I just was sitting one night and I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna just kind of like write a message on a piece of paper, because I'd seen as well a lot of other like influencers and famous people had done the same, and I thought, I'm gonna do that too, because I've got quite a big following, and I thought, if I'm going to try and make a difference, this is probably the only way that I can. So I literally just sat there and just like done the bubble writing, because to be honest with you, it relaxes me. It really relaxes me, like colouring in and doing things like that.
Well, there's a huge thing around, like, even, you know, adult colouring, or, you know, children's colouring, but adults do it, and it's actually really well connected with, like, I'm sure they turn it into a therapy. You could probably tell me more about that than
it it actually is. It's connected to like mindfulness.
Yeah.
It's a way of de-stressing. It's a way of like focusing your mind. Because like a lot of the time, people have said to me, oh, you know what, you should try and meditate. And unfortunately, I'm yet to be able to kind of get to that Zen point in meditation. Yeah. I just have not been able to. And I was like searching and searching to find ways of literally relaxing my mind. And honestly, like I struck on colouring
yeah.
in.
Colouring has been the one to set
it is the one.
It's good. Because, I mean, we know that you are like the busiest artist ever. You're always going everywhere. I mean, you told me this great story about, you know, when you literally drove through the night up to Leeds from London, and you straight on the coffees, went straight onto stage. Like, so that was another thing that I wanted to know, actually. Whilst you've been in lockdown, have you had any time to rest and find your zen, I suppose, with colouring and painting and stuff? You have.
You know what? I tell you, this lockdown has taught me a lot. Because before I was always on the go, really busy. And to be honest with you, I really enjoy being busy. I enjoy being busy. Because I love what I do. And this lockdown has literally taught me to kind of enjoy my own company in a way.
Yeah.
Because if not, I feel like I'm gonna go mad.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. That's what everybody is struggling with, I think, the most during, you know, lockdown. But I've got to say, like, same as you, I've also learned to sort of be on my own. Well, you know, not my own all the time, but you are with yourself more, aren't you? It's not like you can go out and see friends, or you can, you know, go out and do your shows anymore. So you have to basically become comfortable with yourself. And I think you learn a lot about yourself, just as you've learned that you really enjoy colouring and painting.
You really do. And I found that having a routine is really, really important. Because otherwise, if you don't give yourself, like, especially me anyway, if I don't give myself a structure, I'm like a loose cannon. I'm like a loose cannon. Like, I will wake up and I'm just like, right, what do I do? What is my purpose today?
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. As you're talking, I happen to notice your very colourful nails, which fits in quite well with what we're talking about. Let's just have a closer look at those, because they look groovy. Oh, I love them. Are they polka dot as well?
They are indeed. They are indeed.
Love it. It's so funny, actually. Whenever I've seen you, you always have like some really bright colour on somewhere. It's great. A great style.
I can't help it. I love my bright colours, and what I ended up doing is I ended up ordering like a nail kit online, because obviously like all the nail shops and stuff are closed.
I know, yeah, closed. What can we do? To be fair, I did the same. I got myself a UV lamp.
Yeah,
and
me
the down
too.
stuff. Did you do that?
Yeah, me too. So the whole shebang, the whole shellac.
Yeah.
I was like,
we could talk for hours about beauty, couldn't we?
I know. I thought to myself, I can't have like colours on my nails. Like, I can't not have them. I was like, I have to try and do something.
Yeah.
So I was like, I ordered it from Amazon, and I was like, please. I was like, I hope it's gonna be as good as the shop. And do you know what? It's ended up being really good.
Brilliant. That's good.
I'm like, I was
the ones that I got as well. Yeah, decent. But the only thing is they peel off. But anyway, we could talk for hours about beauty. So I feel like we've chatted through everything. Just before we wrap it up, remind everybody where they can find you, your website, your social media handles, and if you will, maybe just pop it in the comment box so that people who don't already follow you.
So literally all of I learned this right at the beginning of my career about making social handles very, very easy. So literally all of my social handles are Eleni C Music. So I'm just going to write it down on the comments now. There we go. Eleni C Music. And also my website is elenicmusic.com. So yeah, if anyone who wants to find me, literally type in that handle and you will find me everywhere.
Amazing. Super consistent and super easy to find. And also, not to forget that Silent Voices was released in March, wasn't it? It was March when we spoke last time. And this song is super inspiring, really empowering, all about believing in yourself and not actually being a silent voice.
Exactly.
Doing what you believe in. So anybody that's not taken a listen, definitely go and listen to that song. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much, Caroline, for having me. It's been such a pleasure to catch up with you.
It is an absolute pleasure. I'm glad that you're safe and well and everything.
Yes, likewise. I'm glad everyone that I've spoken to up to now, I'm always like, how have you been? Are you okay? And they're like, yeah, we're surviving. So I'm just like, yes, let's all keep
surviving. Brilliant. All right, well, thank you so much for chatting, and I'm sure we'll catch up soon.
Yes, definitely. Take care.
And you. Bye.
Bye.